What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about Nio, we're going to talk about Tesla, and we're going to talk about CCIV. We're going to talk about what's going on with all these stocks, where they're at, where we see them going. But before we do, we ask that you guys hit that sub button. We're only think a couple, like 100 or so away, 120. I don't know, somewhere in there, subs away from 1,000. We're trying to hit it by the end of February. So if you guys could help us, that's our biggest goal right now. So if you guys could help us with that, that'd be much appreciated. We appreciate all the support we've gotten so far. Also, link in the description for the Patreon to get in the Discord where you guys get access to our portfolio. You get access to the community that we got over there. We got over 100 people in the Discord. Everyone having a great time, you know, trading, talking stocks, everything, man. I love it because in the morning, but pre-market, everyone's talking about what they're watching, what they're selling, what they're buying, you know, just stock market in general. I love it. But yeah, link in the description for that if you guys want in there. The portfolio, I think, is up over 35% on the year, even after all these red days. So that's really good. But without further ado, man, let's give some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So let's start off the video today with some Nio. So started off the day a little spicy, like always. A little pullback there, pulled back down to $44, just over $44, and now we're sitting at $46.20 or so. Really not a whole lot of news coming out about Nio. I think the biggest thing coming up is the earnings. Obviously, that coming out Monday after hours, after the closing bell. So I'm really hoping this thing just blasts off, honestly. Like, it's been kind of a disappointment. We were predicting, you know, upper 50s at first, but now that we're sitting at about $46, I think, honestly, I'm just hoping for 50 at this point, maybe low 50s. We still got quite a ways to go. Maybe Monday will be some kind of miracle worker. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, like we said too, if this market correction stuff keeps on keeping on, then earnings aren't really going to matter, unfortunately. Right. Like Li Auto blew their earnings out of the water, and that same day they were down 10%.
Right.
I believe that was yesterday, right? So
yeah,
if this keeps going, its earnings aren't going to matter. But I hope today is not a completely terrible day. So I hope it just goes up, finishes green, and then Monday it would be nice if it's a green day, and that. So then maybe the correction's over.
Right.
But I don't know if it's gonna end that early. I don't know.
Right.
Who knows? But
yeah,
at this point, like you said, I see it going. Like I would like to see 50 again.
Right. I think everybody would. And you guys got to remember, Nio's a long-term play. We're in this for the long haul, man. We are not short-term gamblers over here. For most of our stocks, we usually try to hold them long-term. So just keep that in mind. This is a long-term play. This is a long-term investment. Think where this thing's going to be at in 3 to 5 years. You know, I personally feel that if they hit their numbers that they're putting out, you know, for this year, you know, the 150,000 delivered, and then putting out even more the following year, like I can easily see this thing well up into 300s, 3 to 500s in the next 3 to 5 years, easily.
Yeah, for sure. I bought more on that big old dip this morning, where it dipped really hard. I loaded up on some more shares because I'm holding this thing for at least 3 to 5 years. And even if they don't make their 150,000, vehicle goal, which is pretty ambitious. Even if they hit 100, that's still over double what they did last year. And then they said the following year, so next year they want to do 300,000.
Right.
Like that kind of growth is pretty nuts.
Ridiculous. So, right. Doubling like growth every year.
Yeah, that's fat. Like that's double what, that's twice as fast as what Tesla grew. So
right. And that, if you look at their EPS up here in the top right of Webull, it was up or was down -8 cents. So now that they're going up, like to me, that I'm just hoping they don't overshoot the earnings and then it's a loss. Because if they say, oh, we're aiming for -8 cents, but we come in at -10, that's, oh, they didn't meet their earnings, and then the stock tanks, So I'm hoping they don't overshoot this. Li Auto had really good reports, but with the market being down, it was not good. But I'm really hoping we're not overdoing this, kind of like the whole CCIV thing. It was pumped way up, and then it just disappointed. So I'm hoping Nio is not in that boat with earning call. Everyone's really looking forward to this. I know there's a lot of people looking forward to this. So we'll see what happens on Monday. I'm hoping for 50s. Again, this is a long-term hold. You don't want to, a lot of people like to day trade. We're not into day trading here on this channel. So again, everything we're into is mostly long-term holds. But let's go ahead and talk about Tesla, wrapping up Nio. So Tesla, a little news coming out with Tesla, nothing groundbreaking or anything there, but we did get an update from Elon Musk. He did say that the Fremont factory is back online. It was down for 2 days, and it was caused by part shortages, which is kind of what we speculated with Samsung's factory being shut down in Texas.
Yep.
So probably a chip shortage there, because that's where they get all their chips for their cars. So I'm thinking that's probably what the part shortage was. But it's great news that they're back online, continuing making all their stuff again. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how that plays a role, with Tesla in the future. But on a positive note, well, I guess that was kind of a positive note. But on another positive note, Tesla's having a job fair, like a big old job fair over in China, in 15 different cities. So they're trying to hire for over 30 categories of positions, in like 7 different departments, including workshops, logistics, and operations. So it sounds like they're just trying to expand for their Shanghai factory over there, which is fantastic news. They're growing. That's what you want to see. It's going to put a little bit more competition on Nio and Li and XPeng and all those companies over there. But that's definitely a good thing, man. That's what you want to see. Also, Elon did tweet out, I don't know when this was. I'd have to look at the tweet. But obviously he knows battery shortages are a big problem in the overall market, just in the EV market itself. And he said nickel is our biggest concern for scaling lithium ion cell production. And that's why they're shifting standard range cars to an iron cathode. Plenty of iron and lithium. So sounds like they're switching over to a different kind of battery, which is fantastic because then it'll be able to push more cars out. It's just better for the production of the batteries until they can get things rolling more. So we'll see. I know they were trying to get that deal in India, because India has, I think they said they're the biggest supplier of nickel. So
yep. And as we said before, this is like the biggest issue with it's the biggest problem EV makers are facing are like the battery problems. And I read a report too, I think it was in the same article, that the price of nickel was already up like 16% this year, which obviously that's not going to help. If the price of things are going up, then he's going to most likely have to raise the cost of the cars, which isn't good. So if they can find a way around that, that's obviously a good thing.
Right. And that's what you want to see. And, Tesla stock today also down a little bit. Not nearly as bad as what it's been the last couple of days. Down right now to 673. Again, started off a little hot this morning, up above the $700 mark. Pulled all the way back down to 650, but now we're sitting at about 675, which is good. So I think this is still a really good price for Tesla, considering the price targets that they have, upwards of $1,000, $1,200. So, you're damn near doubling your money at this point, if you bought in now. Almost doubling. So, great buy point. Always buying on the dips. I don't have any more money, man. I'm fresh out of money. Freaking buying all these dips. I am 100% through all my last, couple bucks at NNDM this morning. So, not a whole lot you can do at this point,
So, sit and wait.
Again, Tesla's another long-term play. You always wanted to just hold on, man. Just hold on. I know it's brutal. Our portfolios are looking like dog water, but hey, it will get better. I promise it'll get better. It always does. We'll kind of just keep an eye on it, and if anything new comes out about Tesla, we'll pass it your guys' way. But last but not least, CCIV. This one's finally a green day. I am excited for this one because Lucid and all of their stuff, I think they have good things coming. It's just a matter of the production, getting it up, getting it sold.
Just gotta wait. So
obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, but
like you said, well, talking about production. So they were going to originally deliver in the Q2 springish time of this year, and that's actually been delayed. They just came out with an article today about that. They said it's going to be in the second half of this year. Didn't really say when, so it could be delayed by 2 months. It could be all the way into November. Who knows? Didn't get a specific date, but it's going to be delayed a little bit. But at least they're still getting to them this year, I guess. But the stock's up good today. I loaded, or didn't really load up, but I've been buying little chunks at a time on all these dips, like 5 shares or so, just because I don't know how long this correction is going to go on for. So I'm probably just gonna keep doing that until I run out of money to be able to put in. But I bought a lot more CCIV today.
Right.
Just because, as we said in previous videos, I think this thing has the potential just in the next 5 years to just go to the moon, like way past the moon. So I'm just buying now while it's cheap and then just holding for the long term.
Right. CCIV is definitely one of those stocks, a high risk, high reward kind of stock. There's no, they haven't sold any cars. It was all speculation until the merger date, which you got to realize the merger has not happened yet. That's not going to happen until Q2. It's estimated at Q2. So when that happens, I still expect this stock to go up because on merger dates, when we did XL Fleet, on the date of the merger, man, that thing went up 80%. I'm not going to say this is going to go up 80%, but you're going to expect that to be some kind of catalyst that's going to make this thing move. I would hope maybe, I don't know, minimum 10%. We're up 8% today. So
yeah, I think that's going to be a catalyst for sure. It's going to go up. I think to me that's a no-brainer. It's probably going to go up. But also just when they actually start delivering vehicles, whenever that is, sometime later this year, I think the stock's probably going to. It might double. Who knows? Because they already have a lot of reservations. Like I think it was over $600 and some million in reservations. Like 7,500 cars, I believe. Right. And who knows? This is going to pick up traction. More people are going to start talking about it. This article that I'm looking at right now is from Car and Driver. Like that's a huge company. So I think it's going to become more popular throughout the year, and they're just going to get more and more and more reservations as the year goes on. So
yeah, I think so as well. And once they start pushing out cheaper cars, I think that's going to be just another game player as well.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
So it started off hot today. Pre-market it was up like 4.5-5% before I went to bed this morning, and then it went up to 32.50 this morning. So the fact that it got up that high and then pulled back, we're sitting at about $30 now. Again, I'm still hoping this keeps going up because this one's hurting my portfolio a lot. I'm trying to average down and it's not really working that well. So I'm just waiting for it to go up. But anything new comes out about CCIV, we will send that your guys' way. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification about all that good stuff. Again, we're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of February. We only got a couple days left, literally a couple days, like 3 days. So if you guys could really smash that sub button if you're not subbed yet, we'd really appreciate it. Also, link in the description for the Patreon. Got a couple dollar slots left over there to get into the Discord, to join that awesome community that we got going on, access to portfolio, all that good stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support. We cannot thank you guys enough, and we'll see you in the next one.